This is the incredible Himalayas of Nepal, and I have them almost to myself.
Hey there, good afternoon. How's it going? Today is Saturday, April 19th, 2025. Currently 75 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 24 degrees Celsius. nice and pleasantly warm without being too hot. This is Pokhara, the second largest city in Nepal, and that was Phua Lake there. This is my third time here. The first time was in 2008. Second time was in 2016. So 9 years ago. The last time that I came to Nepal in 2019, I only went to Kathmandu and did the Langtang trek. So my brother is relaxing back in the room. There's kind of a lot to explain here. So we just caught that flight today, $97 each, including luggage, a 25-minute flight on the minute. So a lot easier, quicker than doing the bus, which is what I've done in the past. It takes like 10 hours, brutal bus ride. But there were some complications along the way today, and so that is partly what I'm going to explain as I walk along here. So we aren't certain yet what we're doing here, but we are looking into the various options, including quite possibly the Poon Hill trek, which I haven't done. Okay, we have a map. Let's take a look. This is the Annapurna Circuit. Here we are, Pokhara. So there's the Annapurna Base Camp trek. You catch a taxi out here. I remember Dirali, and then head up here. Annapurna Base Camp, absolutely epic. And then for the Annapurna Circuit trek, which goes around the Annapurna Mountains, then you have to catch a longer bus or jeep ride or whatever out here and start the trek. When I did it in 2016, we caught a jeep further up this way, and so we started the trek somewhere, maybe at Chame, that sounds familiar, and then went around. Maybe I stopped at Tatupani or something. So there is Poon Hill. So when you do the Annapurna Base Camp trek, you do that and come back down, and so you're kind of in the same area, but Poon Hill is an offshoot that way. So that is what we are thinking about, but we have much to do before we are ready to actually do that, which we were thinking that we might get done today, but it is definitely looking a bit less likely. I still have to get gear. I don't even know if we need a permit for Poon Hill. If so, that will definitely throw off our plans. Okay, let's wander down this way. So I'm going to tell the story of the flight today and a few of the complications. So we get all packed up this morning, catch a taxi at about 11:15, about a 25-minute or so taxi ride to the airport in Kathmandu. And as we are getting closer to the airport, then I reach into my backpack to grab my wallet to be ready to pay for it, and my wallet isn't there. There's only one spot where it should be, where I always put it, and it is not there. And so I realized that I probably left it in the hotel lobby when I went to the ATM right around the corner and got some more cash, which I put in my wallet at first, and then I decided to transfer into my money belt along with my passport and a few other things, but I must have set my wallet down on a little desk or whatever there in the lobby, and then put the money into my money belt, and then just spaced grabbing my wallet. So first time that I have done that, pretty much, losing my wallet. And so right away I asked the taxi driver if he can pull over and call the hotel. He calls the hotel, we confirm, there it is. And so rather than turning the taxi around and going back, I say, let's continue. We're like 5 minutes from the airport. Get to the airport, drop us off. We will get in line and do our thing while the taxi turns around and goes back, so that we're getting the airport check-in done while he's going back, because it's going to be like 45 minutes for him to go back and then return with the wallet. And I trust the guy. The guy at the hotel had ordered the taxi, and so he's seen the taxi driver. We've both seen the taxi driver. I'm not concerned about yep, hello. I'm not concerned about the guy like trying to run away with my wallet. So he drops us off at the airport and then turns around, heads back to the hotel. We go in to check in for the flight, and they say flight delayed, come back in an hour. And so now it doesn't matter, but the guy is on his way getting the wallet. And so I go get some breakfast at a cafe there to go back to my brother who's waiting with the luggage. The guy shows up with the wallet, and so all is good. Everything is in there. It just cost me paying for the taxi ride again, both ways, another 1,000 rupees or $8, so no big deal. And so we go to check in for the flight, and there's an earlier flight which we ask about, and they say yes, we can get on this earlier flight. Same airlines, Yeti Airlines. And so we check in for that earlier flight, but because our initial flight was delayed, this one is also delayed, and basically it turns out we leave exactly on our previously scheduled time at 2:10 p.m. even though it's the earlier flight. 25-minute flight. I got on the right side of the plane to see the mountain views, but as I showed there, mostly covered in clouds. We just got a little taste of the mountain peaks kind of hiding in the clouds there, but still a pretty flight. And so we land, get a taxi into Pokhara here to Lakeside, which is this whole area. And then we go to the hotel to check in. We're getting our own rooms, my brother and I, so we had 2 rooms reserved, and they can't find our reservation. And so I pull up my email and check it, and I accidentally reserved it for May 19th, not April 19th. So at first they say that they have 2 rooms available, and then they realize that they only have 1. And so I go down to another hotel right down the street. The one that I showed there, they have 2 rooms, and we got rooms there. So everything is working out. All right. Now it is time for me to get to work getting some gear and information. I need to find out about the Poon Hill Trek. Do we need a permit? And need to buy some more warm clothing, etc. So I guess this video is going to be kind of a mishmash of multiple days, because there isn't going to be much else to film today. I'm actually considering taking a break from filming on the trek and just filming like a few random clips so that we can just kind of do the trek, enjoy our time together, which is running short with my brother. We just have like 5 or 6 more days before he flies back. We'll see. But that is all for now. So more coming from Nepal. And boom, we are trekking. We're doing it. So, as I said in that clip, walking along in Pokhara, then I decided not to film much at all. Just gonna get like a few little clips along this trekking route to take a break from the filming and just kind of keep it simple and be focused on the trekking experience. But I will definitely try to capture a few of the most outstanding spots on this trekking route. So we are doing the Poon Hill trek. It is one of the shorter ones. We are in the Annapurna region here, north of Pokhara city, and so we took a taxi, 2.5 hours, jeep taxi, just the two of us. It was 9,000 rupees, so that's like $75 or something like that, about 2.5 hours, and that got us to Ureli, something like that. So most of these villages were not accessible by car not that long ago, but they're steadily building roads along the way, and so we got a ride a good little ways up the mountain, and then next we will go to Gorapani, and then from there you do the hike up to Poon Hill, where you get amazing views of the Himalaya Mountains. So apparently from right here, then you can see Hinchuli, which is a mountain that is 6,400 meters, 21,000 feet. And like right out this window right here. And so after the Jeep dropped us off today, then we just hiked about 1 kilometer, like 30 minutes. It got dark just a little while ago. We didn't have much time left after doing the Jeep ride, as well as all of our preparations. We got a late start after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We had to get permits, buy a few more things, get packed up, etc. And so we're happy that at least we were able to just stay one night in Pokhara there and then get going and get into the Himalayas today. So we're going to be trekking for like 3 or 4 days and then get back down to Pokhara, and then we'll see there, but then most likely spend some time in Pokhara and show a bit more there. I've been to Pokhara 2 other times before. It is a really nice scene there. I showed a little taste of it, the lake, etc., but there's lots to see around there. Various hikes, other things to explore. So anyways, that is going to do it for now. Time to head down and get some dinner. Going to put the camera away. I will definitely plan to show the view out the window tomorrow morning, and then we will get the trekking going. But as I said, just going to get a few random shots here and there. So happy to be back in the Himalayas. That's all for now. See ya. We have separate rooms, and here's the attached bathroom.